Girls, oh, I forgot to put the sound on again. We've been so nervous tonight because our internet has been playing up. So I will start again. Welcome to Love and Hugs from Australia Facebook page, and welcome to Chandlers Cottage. I hope you're all really well. If you're in the evening and you're down this end of the world, I hope you've had a great day. It was certainly a beautiful first day of spring here in Melbourne. And then if you're up the other end, I hope you have a wonderful day, and welcome and good morning, all those sorts of things, and hola. So if you would like to let me know where you are watching from, that would be fantastic, because then I can certainly, well, it just makes us feel good to know, because we know there are so many members all around the world. So yeah, thank you very, very much for joining us. Now, as I said, it's Wattle Day. This is a big bunch of acacia floribunda, and it is gorgeous and it is bright and it's going to make me sneeze. So I wanted to pick some to show you if you are somewhere in the world and you have not seen wattle before. But this is what it looks like in one of its many hundred different forms. So I'm now that you've seen this, I've realized I can't leave it here because it's going to make me sneeze. So I'm going to pass it over to Rob, and yeah, and then we can get started. First of all, I'm looking at who is saying hello, and a lot of you are my girls from Chandler's Cottage at the same time. So that is that's really really nice. I know that some of my friends from the UK and from Spain will watch as well, if they are up and if they're not busy. So what I would like to do first of all is just talk a little bit about, well, because it's Wattle Day, I thought we'd do a little bit of wattle. And you can see I've dressed the stand kind of in the Aussie Australian colours to represent the wattle this evening. So I've got two little projects for you. One of them is how to make a book cover. Now some of my girls will know how to do this, but we're going to do it again, just so that you can see what it looks like, because we've now uploaded it onto the website, so you can actually print it out yourself. So it's a paid download. It's only $9. So this is a great pattern because it allows you to make a book in any size that you like. So we had fun with everything today. Internet, cameras, lighting, everything. It must have been nervous like me about doing Love and Hugs. So just to give you an example, I made up two book covers today like this. One of them is very boring and black at the moment, and the other one I have made up in my gum leaves. But you can see very different sizes, and again this pattern is going to allow you to make up, you see a little table in the back. It allows you to make up the covers in any size that you want. And you've also got the opportunity to add in some little ribbon. I've popped in a piece of black here, and I'm going to add a decoration to the end of this. So this one we are going to do a little bit of design work on the black. And this one I wanted to do just as an example to show you you can make them in different sizes. Now this fabric that's on here, just was going to show you as well, for those that haven't seen it before. This is eucalypt. So this is eucalypt leaves, or gum leaves as we like to call them in Australia. And this is one of the designs from my Under the Australian Sun range. So I love doing botanical prints that have Australian flowers on them and foliage. So this comes from this collection. So we've now got 7 colours in the gum leaves, or the eucalypt design. So this is the latest one, which is just the tonal yellowy gold colour, which is really nice to work with everything. And then we've got it in another 6 colours you can see there, and they are all on the website. So I made up this one today in the mint green colour, in colour 21, just to show you. Okay, so that's one thing that we're doing today. And the other thing that I want to do is actually design and decorate the cover on the black one that I've done. And to do this, I'm going to pull the design off this little pattern. Now Emma, who's one of my girls, and I did this quite a while ago, and it is the wattle book bag. and I had completely forgotten about it. And to be honest, I don't know where the bag is. It might be with my friend Felicity in Tasmania. It might be with a family member in England. I can't remember. But that is, can you see that on there? So we took the photo of it actually sitting on a heap, on a lot of wattle flowers on here. And this is a different style of wattle you can see that's on this leaf. So what I would like to do is just have a little bit of a play with this design, and also then I'm going to show you two different ways to make wattle flowers that you can use with the leaves. So the pattern that I've got here that we've done with the wattle bag, it actually has, you can see there's our design there. So these little circles here are going to represent where the little flowers go, and I would like to make them in two different ways with you tonight. Okay, so these leaves I'm going to pop on in felt, and the lovely thing about spending a couple of weeks with you is that as we do things, I can come back and show you the completed project, because there's nothing worse, is there, than seeing it half finished and you never see the finished thing. I have so much homework to do before the Chandlers Cottage live show tomorrow as well, but we won't even talk about that. This was one of the things I had to finish before tomorrow, and I've got another one. All right, so what I want to do is first of all sort out what we're going to do for these leaves that are on here. So what I've done is I've cut out all of my leaves from some felt, because I chose to do this particular cover here in it is a wool flannel, so it's a really nice texture, and I think flannel is a wonderful thing to use for children and things, because it feels lovely and soft. And I found in my cupboard some hand dyed felt, so that's what I'm going to use for my leaves. I went through and I actually, you can see this one here, I went through and I cut out all of the leaves off one of my diagrams, and I used them as a template to cut out all of the leaves. There we go. So that's those there. And now I'm just going to show you what they're going to look like on here. So if I'm just going to move them over. And you can transfer the pattern for the wattle branch onto your background with a chalk pencil or something like that if you really want to, but you don't really need to, because this is botanical. It's quite okay to put them wherever you like, because they don't need to be really, really exactly the same as what the pattern has. So I'm going to position mine like that. Now, what I'm going to do sometime in the next few days, while we are catching up each night, I'm going to come through and attach these onto my book cover with a back stitch in this particular embroidery thread. It's just slightly lighter than what I've got the felt colour is, so it's just going to give me a little bit of contrast. And then I'm also going to use this thread for all of these stems through here, so that will give me my branches through, and then we're going to be able to pop our flowers over the top. So the particular wattle flowers that I want to make are little round ones. They're like little pom-poms, and in fact the first way I want to show you to make them is actually to make some pom-poms. Really quick method that I learnt. I'm going to show you, and I've actually got a heap of them already made, because I've got this need to pop them on a jacket. So see this box here? Look at them all in there. This is beautiful hand dyed silk and alpaca yarn. Now I'm sure that was supposed to be knitted, and our friend Helen Stubbings from Tasmania, I bought it down in Tasmania when I was down there for an art and craft show. It's absolutely beautiful, and I have destroyed it cutting it up to use for my pom-poms, but it's so soft and it's lovely. You can use anything. If you have some wool in the cupboard, if you have some embroidery thread, you can even do them really fine with the machine embroidery cotton if you want to. So there's lots of choices that you can use for it. So back in this box, these are my wattle flowers. Can you see those? So they're little pom-poms that I've made up. And the trick to doing these is to get some, they call them plumber's washers. Can you see those? So you need a set of 2. Now I've got them in here in all different sizes, and you can buy them at a hardware store, and you just ask for plumber's washers. This is something I learned from one of the ladies at Benina, and she was doing them actually with embroidery thread and using a darning foot on her machine to secure them down. I'm going to do mine by hand tonight, but there you go. So that's what they look like. So I'm going to get a piece of yarn. You know when you're really in a hurry sometimes and you forget where you put things down? I have just had my husband running around the house looking for my thimble, and he's going to kill me because I've just found it exactly where it where it should be, sitting in the bowl ready to use to show you how to make pom-poms. I'm dead, absolutely dead. Oh dear. Okay, right, so I've got 3 strands. You could do this with single ones, but I've got 3 here. So I'll give you a look over the top. So you grab these little washers. You know, these are so small, I'm going to get 2 bigger ones just so it's easier for you to see. So I'll get these big ones just so you can see it. I'll hold it over the white. That's better. So you pop the 2 washers together, and then you're just going to wind the thread, and just like making a normal yo-yo, over the 2 rings. And you just want to rotate a little bit each time. Okay, like that. You see that's half done. I'll grab a little bit more. I went through that quicker than I thought because I chose the big ones. So I'll just cut a bit more off this. I think I will forever now pay the price of not winding this into a ball, but you know, I am most likely going to use this for embellishing, for couching onto quilts, for felting, all things like that. So I'm probably going to get away with it. Okay. Because this is wool, it's gripping really well. It's not slipping. If I was doing this with a silky embroidery thread, I would use just a glue stick, like one of these, just a little dab when I have to start a new thread to hold the ends in place while I finish winding. So we'll go around here. Now, while I'm doing this as well, the pattern that has this acacia wattle design in it is this one. So this is also a little pattern from our website. So it actually has the design, and then it also has the instructions to make up this little bag. So you can use it as you wish. It's a good reference for the design and how to stitch it out in traditional embroidery. But then you can use it for the bag pattern as well, or to use the wattle design on anything like I'm doing with the book cover. Okay, so I've nearly got this all covered. If I had longer, or I was doing these, you know, in the afternoon sun, I might add a little bit more, but that to show you is going to be just right. I'll pop my glasses on for the next bit. Okay, I've got a needle and thread. I've got quite a thick thread because I want it to blend in. It was the best colour one I had. Normal cotton is going to be fine as well. and I'm going to just knot the end so it's doubled over. Now, we want to secure down all of this area in the middle where the threads have crossed over. So I'm going to aim to do a circular back stitch in the center, and then that is going to pick up all of those threads where they cross over in the middle. Okay, so I'll bring this in here for you so you can see it a little bit closer. You can see that there. We'll just keep going round and grab as much as we can. Now if I was doing this on my machine, I would just pop the ring underneath the darning foot with my feed dogs off and just go around 3 or 4 times and do nice little tight stitches to hold it in place. Okay, there you go. So just like that. So now the fun bit, and I can see I am out of practice because my little ring is not quite in the center. So we'll see what difference that makes. Mother Nature is not perfect, so it probably won't matter. I'll secure that end off there and chop. Now, what you want to do is get a really sharp, and be very careful for me, little pair of scissors, and come round, and you'll be able to get your blade down in between those 2 washers and cut the threads right round the edge. When I got really fast doing this, I actually did use a scalpel, but I'd be too nervous to do that while I'm with you. There we go. So then your washers will pop out. And as I said, if you use more than that, you're going to get a fluffier, thicker one. But that actually looks quite good. I could pop him on. He's a bit big for those leaves, but you pop him on. Now, so what I used, girls, are these. So I used smaller ones like these, and I got my little pom-poms. So I'm going to keep making some of these up in this smaller size, and you can see where all of the little circles are on the design. Because of the way I'm doing these, I probably won't have as many because they're slightly bigger. And see, I've left ends on these so I can sew them through. So if I just curl this up, oh, I'm now looking at where you're all saying you're from. Hello girls, how are you? It's good to see you. We'll pop that down there. Oh, there you go. So there's one. So I will keep doing this until I've got enough and I think it looks good. I think they're going to look good. So that's the first way that I want to show you to do these. And then the other way that I want to do it is to make up some little pre-shaped padded circles. They are really good as well because then you can embellish those any way you want to. So I'll just move this out of the way. Put over there. Okay, so as I said, there's a great way to do this. And I've got these tiny little circles. You see these? So I've actually had these made because I have plans, but there's no reason why you can't cut circles out of some clear plastic or out of some cardboard or something like that. But you want something firm, and I want you to be able to leave it in. So whatever you're using it for, just keep that in mind. If it's going to be washed, maybe the clear cover off a book or something like that. Take your time to get a nice round circle, and then we are going to cover these. So actually I might leave them up here because it's really good being able to see them on that black background. Right. So to get these to look like we want, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them with a piece of batting, and they are so little that I've got a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to use that to stick him down onto my piece of batting and hope that he holds. Yeah, he's going to hold. We'll just take a minute to dry. So once that's on there, I'm going to cut these down. It's very hard to see because it's white on clear. Okay, so I want this to be exactly the same size as the circle. Okay, so he's now got his, oh sorry, it's not focusing. He's now got his paper on, his batting on. Okay, then we're going to put that right sides down onto a piece of fabric. We're going to cut it out just 1/4 of an inch bigger. I want to create a dome. I want a shape that's a real dome. So 1/4 of an inch bigger. Go around like that. So now when we pop this on, you can see that you're going to get a nice raised circle when we gather this around the template, or the little circle with the plastic in it. So I'm going to use this one again. Gather that up. Now, just like I do when I make Suffolk puffs, it's the same thing. So I just want you to gather right out on the edge. Go around here. Now this fabric is from, those that haven't seen it, is from my flowering gum collection. So this comes in, I should make this a trivia question really for the Chandlers Cottage girls. How many different flowering gum colours do we have? More to the point, because right now I can't remember, but I've got the sample card sitting right here. Okay, so we're round. Now we're just going to pop that with the batting side down inside there and pull it up. And that gives us a nice padded circle. What this is really, I'm leaving this plain tonight, but what this is the start and the foundation of a lot of embellishment. Okay, so you can use it, as I'm doing here, just as a plain flower with the fabric. But before you gather and cover your circle with the fabric, just stop and think about what else you could do first. So you could add some beads or some French knots to it. before you get started. There you go. So there is one little cushy, padded flower. Here we go. So if I pop him on there, he's going to have a lot of pop and he's going to give me a really nice flower. I've got these in a few different sizes here, so if you have a stencil and you can cut them out in different sizes, it's going to be really nice because you can actually grade them from large to small as you come down in the branch that you've got. Right, so let's have a look. I don't remember. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is our latest one, which is the teal one. So we now have it in 14 different colours. That's exciting. And that was coincidentally colour 14, the new one. Oh, right, so I hope that that's just a little taste for you of what we do at Chandlers Cottage. I'm going to be back tomorrow night, and tomorrow night we are going to be making a different version of one of these. So these are my little makeup bags, but I'm going to show you some other embellishment techniques as well as the kits we have available at the moment tomorrow night. I think we're going to attack this with some English paper piecing tomorrow. So if you've got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to give me a call or email me at info@chandlerscottage.com, or you can leave your messages for me on the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. All right, thank you very much for joining me and I look forward to seeing you same time tomorrow. Bye.